Welcome back to the Explainer. Today we're shifting gears, literally. We're moving past just, turning a key to really mastering the systematic process of professional machinery operation. Because let's face it, the machinery does all the heavy lifting, but it has absolutely zero sense of danger. It does not care if it's chewing through a log or your favorite pair of work boots. That safety responsibility, that sits entirely on you, the operator. So we're going to explore how to keep yourself, your crew, and the public safe by diving into the science of control and risk management.
Let's kick things off with a core philosophy from our source material that really hits the nail on the head. The one thing that separates a professional operator from an amateur is a systematic approach used every single time. It's not just about how many hours of experience you have under your belt, it's about sticking to that exact same rigorous process. Prepare, operate safely, and shut down on every single job. It doesn't matter if you're in a dead quiet back paddock or a packed public park.
To prove we're taking a systematic approach today, here is our agenda. It's going to ripple outward. 1. Control is everything. 2. Adjusting to the elements. 3. Tune your senses. 4. Making safe adjustments. And 5. Dynamic risk management.
All right, let's jump right into part 1. Control is everything, the operator's foundation.
We're starting right at the center of that ripple. Your absolute control over the machine. This is the bedrock of everything we do out there. The big takeaway here is that a machine you fully control is safe, even in terrible conditions. But a machine that's controlling you, that is dangerous on the easiest ground imaginable. So what does control actually look like? Well, it means operating strictly within the manufacturer's limits. It means making smooth, deliberate movements, no sudden jerks or wild turns. Think about it. If a wood chipper is feeding faster than you can manage, or a mower is sliding down a hill faster than you intended, the machine is dictating the pace. And guys, that is exactly when accidents happen. Total control starts before the machine even moves.
Which leads us nicely into part 2, adjusting to the elements, reading the ground. Now, a seasoned pro adapts their control before they even engage a gear during their starting sequence. You have to read the ground first, not after you're already committed, right? Different terrain completely dictates your proactive adjustments. Take a slope, for instance. That shoots your rollover risk right up. So you reduce your running speed and, if your manual says so, work up and down the slope instead of across it. Or what about wet, soft ground? Traction drops, and heavy machines can just wreck the turf. You've got to slow down, avoid sharp turns, or, hey, maybe even delay the job if it's too bad. And for hidden, uneven hazards, scan and clear the area first, keeping your speed low. You adjust to the elements to ensure you stay in the driver's seat safely.
Moving right along to Section 3, Tune Your Senses, Monitoring Machine Performance.
Okay, let's expand that ripple. We need to actively listen to what the machine is saying while it's running. These machines constantly communicate their performance through physical and sensory signs. Your senses are basically your first dashboard. Don't just wait for a warning light to flash. You need to have your ears peeled for a new rattle, a grinding noise, or a knocking sound. Feel for excessive or just weird vibration coming through the controls. That could be a loose attachment or an unbalanced blade. And use your nose. Smell for hot rubber or burning oil. Watch out for blue or black smoke. Even check your output. If a chipper starts throwing undersized chips or jamming up constantly, it's practically yelling at you that it's struggling. Catching these cues early? That prevents absolutely catastrophic and seriously expensive failures.
So picture this. Imagine you're on a job, maybe mulching in a local park, and suddenly, bam, you see blue smoke pluming from the engine and you catch this sharp, burning smell. What do? Do you just try to push through to finish that last 10 minutes of the job?
Nope. The answer relies on your ultimate superpower as an operator. When in doubt, stop the machine. Execute your safe shutdown sequence, isolate the power, and report the issue. Stopping early is literally never the wrong call. Actually, it's the single best way to stop a minor mechanical glitch from turning into a massive fire or a totally blown engine.
Let's look at part 4, making safe adjustments, restoring efficiency.
Now, obviously, not every single weird sound or smell means the whole machine is breaking down. Sometimes it just means you need to adapt on the fly. By making some safe, minor adjustments, you can restore efficiency without pushing the gear past its breaking point. Say you notice a drop in output quality, like your spray pattern gets all uneven. You don't instantly need to call a mechanic. Instead, safely reduce your operating speed or your feed rate. Maybe adjust the drag bar on your tiller or tweak the spray pressure nozzle settings. These little tweaks, as long as they're within your permitted roll, keep the job moving safely and smoothly.
And finally, part 5, dynamic risk management, the macro view. Let's pull the lens all the way back to the shared living worksite around you.
You are rarely out there alone, especially in parks or gardens. And this introduces a concept that elevates safety from just, a one-time morning checklist to a constant, active philosophy. Dynamic risk management means continually checking and adjusting your safety controls as the hazards change. Because work sites are living things. They are not static. The weather shifts, debris piles up. A park that's completely dead at 7 a.m. can be crawling with pedestrians by 10 a.m. You always have to be watching for that change.
Look at this stark contrast here between static and dynamic approaches. Static risk management is setting up your barriers and warning signs at the start of your shift and just forgetting about them. Dynamic risk management is the ongoing work of actually watching those barriers. Are they still working? Sure, static controls are absolutely necessary, but it's the dynamic risk management that actually keeps people alive, minute to minute, when new, totally unexpected hazards pop up out of nowhere.
Let's use a real-world example straight from the source material. Imagine you're running a chipper, and suddenly, a group of kids wanders up to your exclusion barrier to watch. Kids are an immediate, completely unpredictable bystander risk, so you follow this exact procedure. First, stop the machine immediately. Never assume they'll just stay behind the barrier. Second, ask them to step back and physically extend or reinforce your exclusion zone. And third, only restart that machine when the area is entirely clear and you are 100% confident it's going to stay that way. You are heavily relying on your authority to stop the machine to protect the public. That is dynamic risk management in action.
So as you step into your next professional machinery role, I want you to always ask yourself this one provocative question. Is my work site changing right now, and are my safety controls dynamically keeping up? Safety isn't just a box you tick in the morning, guys. It's a living, breathing practice. Master your control, tune your senses, and constantly adapt to your environment. That is exactly how you guarantee you leave every single job as safely as you started it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay safe out there.